Welcome to Delite Side of Life with your host Delite, man, where I speak to people I think I know of about things I think I know about. It's a new year. Welcome from the December break. It's time to now get back into the fix of things, into the mix of things, and so is the show. We're back here. We're back again. And yeah, thank you for tuning in, for subscribing. I hope that's why I started with that. I assume that you're a subscriber by now. And thank you for tuning in, referring people to the show. It's been so great so far, you know. We're making a lot of progress, and yeah, so we're excited to get into it. Again, subscribe to YouTube, Spotify's, and Apple's, and all of those things. As long as you can consume the content, then we're good. So let's get into the show. Also, Savant Studios for doing this, for shooting us, for allowing me to look this way. We appreciate it so much, and shout out to them. And go into the description to get the information so that you can also book them for whatever you need visually. So let's get into the show. Today I have a special guest, as usual, for a special topic. And I'm joined here by my guest called V. How are you, V? Please tell us your name. How are you today? I don't know your full name, by the way.
Yeah, that's sad, actually. That's so absurd. But my name is 𝗬𝗂𝗃𝗶. It's VUTIVI. You can call me 𝗬𝗂𝗃𝗶, but not 𝗬𝗂𝗽𝗃𝗃. That's not art. I'm black.
Oh. So 𝗬𝗂𝗃𝗶.
𝗬𝗂𝗃𝗶. Yeah, it's written in
vendor
V.
name.
Why do I always go with? I was born there, but it's a Tsonga name.
Okay, close enough.
Yeah.
Close enough. How are you doing today?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm awesome. Nice to meet you. It's the first time I'm meeting V. I have to say that. I'm sorry. I don't want to butcher you the whole day.
All right.
It's the first time we meet today. You're looking lovely. You're looking beautiful.
You
look like you dressed for my show. Yeah? I appreciate the effort. And yeah, today we're discussing the I need you to help me with it. The LGBTQ community.
LGBTQI plus.
Can you tell me all the letters? What are all the letters?
Yeah, there are lots.
There's a lot more.
Sexuality is fluid, so there's lots.
So it's not a straight person's mistake. It's everyone. No, it's an understandable mistake.
But it doesn't have to be a mistake. I mean, that's gender for you, and the concepts keep growing. By the way, they keep growing. Today you can identify as L. Tomorrow you wake up as I.
Tomorrow you can add another letter.
A Q on it. You know.
So how do you feel about the? I just want to get into it. The term that people use because of this confusion, where they say the alphabet community. Is that offensive?
It's always cool. Hey,
it's cool.
Alphabet gang.
Oh, okay.
All right, that's nice.
Oh, nice.
Minus one problem.
Oh, okay. No, that's cool. So I brought you on the show because we want to discuss this thing. Basically, I do not want to be cancelled. First of all,
by bougie.
Hey, I've seen things happen, and I just want to understand what's disrespectful, what's not, because personally, at some point in my life, it was a new concept. A lot of the letters in there, or maybe all of them. I was new to a lot of the concepts, maybe because of my religion, my upbringing. But so I believe naturally I was homophobic without even knowing.
Contrary to that, I don't think it's new introduction. It's just that it has been there, it has existed, you were not aware. And as black people, or African people rather, we don't talk about it. And what we don't talk about, it's referred to or claimed as doesn't exist, but it's there. It is there. It has always been there. Before even our parents were born, in the 1800s, it was there. So if you don't talk about it, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist type of thing. Yeah,
I fully agree. So can you please explain to me how you are someone who's more knowledgeable about the community? Are you from the community? What's your involvement when it comes to the alphabet gang? Like you said, I can call it now.
Well, what's my involvement?
Yeah, like full on,
there's one thing about varsity, you get diversity, but in your secondary school, primary school, it's always been in the closet, like they always say, oh, I just came out of the closet. But in high school, I didn't date much. I'm a late bloomer and all that. It's okay. So in high school, actually, I remember it was in grade 9. So this girl approaches me. I don't care about how you look or how you present. So I didn't know she was a girl. Because she didn't have boobs. Early stages of grade 9, puberty still developing is not that much. Approaches me, I want to hang out and I kind of like you. Okay, I agree. No problem. Okay, maybe we can date. You never know. Whatever goes. Then my friends be like, no, what are you doing with her? I'm like, it's a he. They're like, no, it's a her. I'm like, either way, it's fine.
Oh, you just
doesn't-
continue with it. You're like,
Either way, it's fine. No, but I got trashed for that. They're like, no, you're not gonna do that.
But you personally
so
were-
so
yeah.
I had to break away from her.
because of the discrimination.
Yeah, you're never told, and now you're asking yourself, okay, did I really fall for a girl? Like, out of nowhere. We don't question those things, but like, did I really fall for a girl? So I got trashed by my friends, be like, no, you can't do that. She's a girl. You're not lesbian. You're not all those crazy things.
Yeah.
You're just a girl. You date boys, and that's that.
Yeah.
I never entertain it. So, and then pause some 3 years after, you go to varsity, there's pride. What is pride? All the gay people meet, and I was like, okay, well, but what's this?
Yeah.
You know? And then you get into a space of understanding. Also, when you grow into the spaces of going to varsity, you gotta understand the kind of person you wanna be, the kind of style you wanna rock. Do you wanna be natural?
Identity, basically.
Identity
Yeah.
101, you know? It's like the spectrum of the identity section.
Yeah.
So you get there, you be like, okay, I think I identify more with this. No, I think I'm more political. No, I'm more social and all that. I got interest. Okay, didn't know that there was a term for it, like you said. I didn't know these terms are there. So I don't know whether I'm gay, I'm lesbian, I'm whatever. So it's just like, no, I vibe with this group. So let me be with this group. And then later on took interest in understanding more about gender. So what we did is like, okay, I know I got feels for girls and all that. Firstly came out as lesbian. Girl who love girls, and that's that. I don't do anything outside that, you know. And then later on it's...
Wait, before that, had you ever dated a guy? Like a
I didn't date in
relationship?
high school.
You're a late bloomer.
I didn't date in high school. I didn't date my first year.
So the first person you ever dated was a woman?
I did date a guy. Yeah.
No, I mean, what's the first gender you dated?
First gender would be that high school clingy thing. The girl, and then it was dismissed. Okay, we can't do this.
Did you do more than just you my girlfriend?
No.
It wasn't a sexual relationship?
No, it was not.
Oh,
unfortunately, it was not. Hey, I'm a late bloomer in everything.
But your first sexual encounter is with
a guy.
With a guy?
Yeah,
okay, cool.
With a guy, and later be like, oh, okay, I don't think...
It wasn't working out?
No, it's not like working out. There's also certain parts that you need to contribute in a relationship. It's not only the sexual activity or sexual practice, but also mentally, intellectually, physically, and you know, there's something that I am looking for.
You need to be aligned with the person.
Exactly, and if you're not aligned, it's not gonna work.
So because I'll say that because sorry for interjecting.
Yeah.
But I'm aware of a lot of men who would come across lesbian couples and say, let me show you.
Oh, yeah.
Ogari, you haven't been with the real deal. Ogari, you were with the wrong, with the wrong guy. He didn't show you the right thing. And have you had that? And the reason why also on top of that is because a lot of girls, I would say, that I've seen experimenting sexually have proven a lot of those men correct in some way, because you find those girls are not gay, they're not lesbian, but...
Pause. Is it proving? Or one
technically
journeying with their own sexuality. That's different.
This is why.
Misconception.
This is why I'll say that I'm saying that. It's because they will have proven it to some of these guys who assume that, no, you were with the wrong guy. Because some girls just dip into it. They say that they're lesbian, then they're not. Because they go there, because when you find out that... I've spoken to some girls and it's like, no, genuinely, I was just tired of men. I needed, this girl understood me and I was just experimenting. But hey, I really realized, I'm not lesbian, let me go back to guys. And now the guy that she went back to, he might assume that, it was because of me. She needed a man like me. So I'm saying that's where kind of the proof might come across. That because of people like that who make the rest of the lesbians seem like they might be confused.
Can I clarify that? Yeah. You see, LGBTQ. There's queer, there's questioning.
Okay.
Remember that sexuality is fluid.
Yeah.
We don't today. Maybe you may assume that I'm taking a heterosexual role, but tomorrow you find yourself attracted to something. You have a fetish of some kind. Questioning. No, it's not something that's innate, or you say I'm born with it. I'm sticking to it. But it's a journey. It's fluid. It's journey. It changes. Hence, I said when I came out as lesbian, only to find out that I do not subscribe to gender norms or boxing or gender identity. If I like you, if I roll with you, then let's go. You understand? Okay. And somebody would ask you, would you date a trans male? Yes, if I'm attracted to them, I'll date a trans male.
You're not counting out anything.
No, it's no. Hence I say that in the beginning, you question your sexuality. Am I really gay? Am I really heterosexual? Like most people say that the guy said, no, you needed a guy like me to show you the real deal and whatnot, of which I still even get it today. They're saying, no, you haven't had a right guy, or you dated only one guy. Then you need to experience a whole lot of other guys. But then who gives such norms and rules to say that you have to experience? You understand? It's an innate thing. It's a journey that you take with yourself and your sexuality.
Can we go to why I think there's assumption that there has to be certain norms? That's why I guess a lot of guys would say this is because, and you correct me where I'm wrong, I'm just basically saying from my observation, is that a lot of nature has shown us that it seems as though reproductively, straight is usually the norm. That's how animals interact, that's how we've interacted, that's how the human race has come about, as we know it from before and stuff. So I think a lot of it's supposed to be like this, you haven't really been with a real man, is because we see it as, oh, this is what it looks like is normal. It's like anything, like any other way your body reacts, people assume that your body should react in a straight way. Or you should be attracted to a man because you're a woman and vice versa.
Remember what you said in the beginning. Yeah. You said that I grew up knowing this and this.
Yes.
And definitely. The terms I knew. You understand? Yes. What is nature, by the way? If we were to go to regression of nature, then there's a lot of misconceptions that are brought into the spectrum of gender, especially when you talk about gender and sexual diversity. Yeah. Because you say it's a norm because you grew up being told that a girl dates boy and that's that.
True.
But through science and other technological instruments that are transforming and are being developed, I don't need a man to have a baby. So you cannot tell me about nature right now because of procreation.
It's becoming redundant.
You understand? You cannot tell me about nature when you talk about procreation.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me about culture when there's a profound education in terms of film industry and acting. You got but simple stories. You understand when the boys go to the mountain, actually this practice happened, but we never speak about it. You understand?
Story,
and then in Venda, you get a week where a man will dress up as a woman and take up the role and do the chores of a woman, but that does not mean you understand. And it does not even acquaint them to being gay. You understand? There's lots of misconception and within talking in this platform, you get to understand that, but my norm is it normal? You get to question, is your normal? Hence I say, you cannot tell me about nature because what is nature when I'm able to do this without requiring the presence of a man?
Okay, cool.
You understand? So that's that.
No, that's cool. I hear what you're saying. So back to the queer thing, I just want to get clarification on that. So if someone is questioning their gender, they're just a normal person. They don't say they're involved they're part of any community. They didn't come to any gay pride, whatnot. I shouldn't say whatnot.
All right.
Gay pride march. Is it a march?
Yeah, gay pride
march. Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, but anyway, therefore they are queer. That's actually the definition of queer. Is just I'm questioning my sexuality at this point in time. I'm not gay. I'm not straight. I'm not whatever. I am queer. I'm questioning. Is that correct to say?
You can interchangeably use the term, but that's the thing. With gender and sexual diversity, there's lots of boxing. Like you said, in society, we must box you into this.
Yeah.
Queerness, it's an umbrella of all the genders and what happens in the gay community. You get your pansexual, heterosexual, and all that.
So if a woman says that she's questioning herself, does she have to fall under that umbrella?
The thing is, you don't have to subscribe to a certain box of being lesbian. You understand yourself that you're questioning your sexuality. You are in a journey with yourself. The other thing that we don't get is that we want to be politically correct into being boxed as LGBTQI. There are a lot of people who are questioning and they leave it at that, okay, I think the women work best for me, and that's that.
Okay.
Do I now have to be identified as lesbian? There are people who don't want to be identified in those boxes of lesbian, gay.
Yeah.
I love who I love. I'm
Okay.
engaging with whoever I engage, whether it be sexually or romantically. And those things are different. I can engage you romantically, but sexually I'm not really attracted to you. You
Yeah,
understand?
yeah,
Then
yeah.
now, do you have to box me in a certain way? I
Okay.
mean, it's also, it's innate, it's something internal, and people don't understand, within the community as well, is that if you are gay or you are part of
Yeah.
the alphabet gang, you must fall within one of the two or more or whatever.
So
You
is
do
it-
not have to.
Yeah.
For me, you do not have to. So long you know yourself and you are okay with who you feel you have feelings for, who you are sexually attracted
Okay,
to,
cool.
that's
So
okay.
I hear what you said. It's an internal thing. So
Yeah.
why find an external explanation? It's going to be very hard to find. I think that's the other thing. That's what you mentioned with the added on letters that keep on coming about,
Yeah.
is that once someone is born or alive or whatever, is questioning,
Yeah.
they feel like I have to belong to something. And in that moment when
It
they don't actually
happens.
belong, they incorrectly classify themselves as something that they are not,
It-
because they feel like I need to belong. You know what
It's
I'm trying
not
to say?
incorrectly classifying. It's how they feel at that time.
But
But they can
what
be
I'm actually
corrected.
trying to say,
Yeah.
no, what I'm trying to say is that some women don't feel like lesbians, but they say that they are because they are actually questioning themselves.
Because-
And then they come and say, you know what, all I can tell you is that I'm a lesbian because that's all I can tell you. And that's all I know. That's why I'm saying that you find a lot of girls like that who say that they are lesbian and then
But-
and they're not actually that. That's what I'm saying. So maybe they don't know that it's okay. Don't put a name on it.
Yeah.
Relax. And you know what I'm trying to say? Don't title it. Don't call
yeah,
it that.
Yeah. No, I get you.
What I'm
You know,
saying?
you know what?
Instead of confusing yourself and the ones you're intimate with, because sometimes it isn't.
Why
it does
there
become
gotta be confusion? Wait, why
Yeah.
is there gotta be confusion? The thing is, with questioning yourself, that's a
Yeah.
personal journey, and then you get to practically manifest that physically
Yeah.
by being attracted to this kind of person. Firstly, you don't go up and say, "When I love you," and that's that. That's why we have emotions. That's why we have feelings. It's something that it's internal first, then physically we have to manifest it according to what we align with. It's okay to be. The thing is, in society, if you are
Yeah.
not boxed, you are not enough.
No,
Same
but-
same thing as one person would say that if I do not possess more masculinity as a man, am I not man enough? If
I
I
hear
do
you,
not
yeah.
possess femininity as
Am
a
I not
woman,
female
am I
enough,
not
yeah.
feminine enough? So they look for those boxes so that they can actually belong. It's a void of wanting to belong and not be excluded. And there are those that, like myself, I'm okay with not belonging to any, but I know what I want. At the end of the day, are you able to manifest your emotions and feelings towards the person or whatever thing that you want?
So may I ask this now?
Yeah.
I'm seeing that you know what you want. Are you very clear? Because I hear that you say certain things are personal, but I think sometimes you're in someone else's personal space, and when we do share personal things,
Yeah.
you do say that this is what I'm going to reveal to you because I want you to reveal what not to me, and I want you to have a fair positioning of so you know who you are engaging with. I think you don't owe me everything, but at least don't. At least what you give me, let it be the truth.
Yeah.
If you're confused, let me know you're confused or you're not sure. If you are sure, if you don't want to tell me, then don't tell me. Whereas I think in certain instances, some people feel like they are not told, and they think that, but that information that you told me was a lie. So sometimes people are married to men who are gay, and they find out later that this guy is not gay, and the way he
Yay.
conducted his life was a lie, and he told, as much as it was personal, it was unfair to this person because he wasn't as committed to
What's
her as he
fair?
was. No, but let's speak. No. Now we're trying to speak about the community, not about
Okay,
the
but-
world not being fair.
But
Let's
it's
act like.
into gender. What's fair in gender? What
No,
goes
I'm
in
just
gender? What
saying
doesn't
why
go?
not? But not why not work for fairness? All I'm trying to say is, are you, for instance, as much as you say what's fair, are you someone who do you agree that at least you should be fair with your partner? Would you do that? Would you tell your partner what it is that they are getting into?
No, you do that.
Yeah,
If
so
you're
that's
not,
I think what I was referring to, revealing, like,
remember,
you know?
like I'll always
Yeah.
refer to your back early statements when you say I grew up this.
Yes, yes.
Remember, it's for black communities. It's a taboo.
Yeah.
It's anti-African in quotes because we always want to be African when it suits us, right? Look, there are men who have sex with men. but they are not gay. And I know most people are so confused by this statement. There's no way that you can hit a guy and still say that you're not gay.
Yeah.
Sexual practice is diverse. What makes you come is diverse.
Okay.
It's very diverse. I can sleep with a guy. What if I just want you for sexual intercourse and that's that? Other than that, you are no use for me.
Do you know?
understand?
But do you know why? You know, with the men thing, it's a bit. Listen, let me just put it this way. I was even speaking to the guys who are off camera, so they can save their images, their faces. But we had a discussion of, honestly, I understand where most men come from. Why with men we're more accepting of lesbians or because women are more intimate naturally, like in general.
No.
Let me put it this way, let me just say this though. Women would walk down the street as friends and hold hands. Women would kiss each other on the cheek, bye-bye 𝗟𝗲𝗃𝗵, hey, whatever, you know.
You know what's the problem there?
So there's a lot of, by the time they have sex, or they have pajama parties. They have a lot of very intimate things that they do. They wash together. And whatever. Us at a certain age, we say, hey, my guy, our parents are not making us wash together anymore. But now, so that's the difference with with men, it's like, yo, we're not even used to you guys holding hands. Like, how are you even kissing?
You know what's the problem?
That's
immediately when you think two guys in a relationship, there was one image, I'll tell you. Prove me wrong, even the guys.
What's up?
There's one image. You think about the sexual intercourse as to how they have sex.
Leave
That's
them.
the first thing.
I leave them. And I'm the one who explains.
Yeah, that's the first thing you think about. Sexual intercourse, like really, man. So you taking the bag. That's the first thing.
Yeah. That's how we think about it.
It's the first thing that
all
comes.
Because that's the goal for most guys. That's the highlight of the relationship.
Exactly. That's why you cannot come into terms with a relationship, because the only thing that the angle that you view is the sexual practice that they have. You understand? And then for that, for you, that becomes so gross, so unethical, or it's a taboo. But you do have sexual practices that will shock you in the world. You got 50 Shades of Grey, and everybody was going crazy on that. But it was normal because it was done by a man and a woman. But if it's without the prescription of societal norms, you understand? As I said, societal norms will always put you in a box. I do not subscribe to societal norms and the expectations of what I should be as a woman. What you think of me is not my job. What I think about myself is what I must work on. So most of the time it's unacceptable, because look at the Ethiopians, one African country. Ethiopians don't mind, the men don't mind holding hands. They don't mind hugging. It's a norm. That's how they grew up. It's culture, embracing each other. But because one country or other countries don't do that, it's a taboo, and men cannot do that. Then we get to question also, are we practicing culture? Are we serving culture, or culture must be reciprocated between practicing and benefiting us? You understand?
Don't just practice it if it won't benefit you.
And the other thing is that, what are you learning? Because it comes with toxicity of its own. Now we're talking about toxic masculinity, but we forget there's also toxic femininity. You understand? But we don't talk about that. That's why the imagery of seeing two guys by society is shunned. It cannot be. But if it's two girls, they're just playing. It's not a play. You know, because if we wanted to play, there are dolls and everything, you know, it's not a play.
I would say that you're right. It goes way further. It goes to a father not telling his child he loves him. Like, no, that's too soft.
Exactly.
I can't hug my son.
Exactly.
That's too soft. So there's a lot of
misconceptions and the role.
But from what I'm explaining, I'm sure you can understand.
No, I do understand.
Why it's so much more foreign for.
It's not really foreign. Sometimes we don't want to come with the terms that this is happening. Like the scandals of After 9, everybody, when it came out, you remember that you said that somebody knows that they are gay, but they still went and married a woman and all that.
It's very common,
it was not easy also. Remember that we come from black families. We do not have such talks. We don't sit down to say that, you know what, as a boy or as a man,
true.
it's okay. Right now where you're sitting, though most probably you grew up being told that a man doesn't cry, all of which is wrong. How do you express emotions when you are not allowed to have emotions? You understand? So how are you told that you're not a man enough if you practice certain... Obviously, no one wants to be an outcast of the community. You see, there's also this thing of emotional intelligence. We always want to cling to oppression. Sometimes we oppress ourselves, you know, right? When colonization happened, it was the other party oppressing the other.
Yeah.
You understand?
We're so used to,
now that
someone
we've
must
got,
always oppress someone else.
and then we go to independence.
Yeah.
We go to democracy. Then who's oppressing who right now?
Now your party.
Is it your mind oppressing?
I thought you were talking about AIDS.
No, I'm not talking about AIDS
You
or
said
anything.
democracy. My bad.
Who's right now? Let's look at the young generation, or the black generation, with the things that we go to. Who's oppressing who right now?
What,
can you say that somebody?
Women?
It can be that, but it's not always men oppressing women. The systematical approach of things into life. Sometimes you must not be narrowly engaged. You must be able to open your worldview. It must be
broad.
Widely. It must be widely, because right now someone will say that, oh no, she's talking from a point of privilege because she's in Gauteng. It's so hard. It's still so hard to be lesbian in Limpopo or Gauteng, right? I cannot shy away from that just because I'm in a point of privilege.
Some places a woman can't even wear pants.
I went to Malawi. We're doing a research study on women and emancipation in terms of economical and all that. And then you know what she said? You are lucky because you can show your hair, because you can wear trousers, and you can go to school. So when we are in a point of privilege, don't ever take it away from other people, because it's reality. Someone in Limpopo cannot express, and they are forced to be pregnant, get married, and that's that, you know. And what do? Is it their fault? But because culture tells them that if you don't behave in this parameters, you are not enough. I feel you. But who do we want to be enough for? Emotional intelligence. It goes back to understanding the kind of person you are. There's a lot of men who have married women and they know that they're gay, but they for the sake of being right with the community,
the sake of sanity and peace,
I'd rather do that in the corner, or in my secret space.
I want to ask now, moving along slightly, is that here's a crucial question, I think. Are you born, were you born, what are you, by the way? What would you classify? You say you're still questioning.
No, I'm queer.
You're queer? Were you born queer? Would you say that you were born that way? Or do you think that it becomes, do you become that way?
Firstly, we need to understand at what age do I become.
No, I want to ask, just answer that one.
I feel like it's a bogus question.
There's a reason why I'm asking this question, because it's something I've heard that's very common within the within the 𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗵 gang. And so I personally am asking this because I don't think that.
But can I also counter question? Were you born knowing who you're gonna date?
Or me, you can ask me that. Would you like to ask me the same question? I have an answer, but I want you to give me the platform. I want to first allow you to, I have an answer for the question.
The thing is, would be so hard to say you were born knowing, because I didn't know of growing up. You don't know. You really don't know. It's when then you progress to puberty, you understand your emotions to say, but I like it more. I'm more attracted to girls than the boys. They are, but then there's this something so appealing with the girl.
Then because puberty is when your body reacts in, that's when the sexual
being, the emotional, the feeling part, that's when you get to know and understand to say,
that's when attraction comes about, like really, like sexual attraction.
Hence I said that, are you born knowing who you're going to love, or as you grow?
So I asked this question because I was speaking to some, I think it's the same guys again. I'm always with them. But anyway. These
guys.
Because my answer, or the way I view it, is similar to how you're explaining it. But the reason why I asked the question is because of the way a lot of people in the 𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗵 community answer it. They would say, I was born gay. A lot of people have said that, like countless times. And therefore, I was confused by that. And I think it's a way to protect themselves, a lot of people, because by me saying that I'm gay excuses you from coming up with, no, because I also don't believe it's a choice, even though you are not born that way.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I believe what you're saying, that by the time you hit puberty, that's when it's
not clicking.
But before that, I've never really seen a 3-year-old becoming sexual or saying that I really like that girl in this way. They like the girl because she's a good friend, not because I think she's my wife or whatever.
Or romantically.
And in any way that it happens that a child is introduced to sex, they were introduced to it. It's not because their body naturally did it, because that, you know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
think that a lot of gay people would say I was born this way because it does make you leave me alone. You know what I mean? Because
And-
how can you punish me for something I was born with?
Exactly.
Whereas-
the same
yeah,
the same
that's-
thing
that's
that
my-
you don't say I was born normal. You were not told that. Who told you that you're normal
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you're born?
not-
you
you're
understand?
not-
you
You're born
don't-
empty. I believe you were born empty. Your
Exactly,
brain was
and then
empty.
you
You filled it
acquire
up.
the
Yeah.
philosophies, the knowledges, and the
Yeah.
wisdom of the earth. You understand?
you-
I think
Yeah.
that statement is to say, you know what, this is where I am, and I'm content with what. It can be a
Yeah.
form of wall mechanism to say, you know what, I'm not going to ask you or narrate my history because everybody will ask you, so how did you know that you were gay? Then you have to go back. In grade 9 I was sitting in the science club, then I decided. No, you understand?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's the same thing that when
And I
you
think no
grow-
one should have to do that.
Exactly.
No one should have to do that.
Exactly.
No, that's well, when you answered my question the right way.
Oh, is there?
No, it's just these are some of these questions.
Yeah,
I never had the liberty to
get
sit
to
down with someone
understand.
and really like.
I get you.
I went to a school where I was in the same grade with. At the time, maybe they were queer. I'm not sure, but at the time, even they would maybe see it as they were gay. You know, that's all we knew when we were young, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, so there were like 3 gay guys, and one of them was very like humorous. It was very funny.
Yeah.
But like he'd always hit on us, like the guys and stuff. But he was such a nice person. So
know?
you'd be like, wait, why don't I like him? Why must I hate
Exactly,
this guy?
then you question,
Because even though
yeah.
he's hitting on me, it's funny. It's like, dog, man, don't go there. Man. You
know, but you're a
so
cool person.
so certain things made me okay. With, but I also would like to speak about religion on some. There's the incident that happened with 𝗏𝗵𝗯, right?
Yeah.
You know about the incident. So basically, he went to a church. I think it's Grace Bible Church or
yeah?
something in Soweto or something.
I heard.
And basically, there was a visiting pastor. And he was there to preach or whatever, or give his sermon. And then he touched on the LGBTQ, the alphabet gang. I don't know why I keep killing myself.
Yeah, but you were correct there. You were correct.
And he went into that sermon and he mentioned how it's wrong and stuff like that. And he was saying stuff like that. I'm not saying it is wrong. That's what he was saying.
Okay.
And I think 𝗏𝗵𝗯 at some point stormed out of the church, and I think he went to the tabloids after that. How do you feel about that? I have a certain view.
About the thing is how you practice religion. Remember, there are people whom want to practice religion according to what suits them. Like, hence I said earlier to say that somebody will say it's anti-African. We use it because it benefits us. There are lots of things that, okay, fine, for you it may seem to be wrong, but there's also lots of contents within the Bible that say love one another, do not hate one another. Fine, it's okay. You can say that it's a sin, it's not wanted, but have you not sinned to yourself? It's much of...
There's a question I have before we move on.
Yeah.
I'm saying it the way I see it, not the way I've seen it.
You are welcome.
I don't believe in it. I'm just saying, for argument's sake, I'm not religious. I'm not Christian.
I'm not religious
Christian, man. I'm just speaking. I'm just trying to be objective. So let's say, according to a specific religion, I'm not going to say which one, whichever one. Let's say they say being homosexual is gay, is a sin, and like you say, other people also commit sins. What's such a big deal with this one? I think a lot of people come from the standpoint that this is your life, this is your lifestyle, so therefore you are living this way permanently, right? You know, so according to that, it seems as this sin is ongoing, according to how the religion would claim a sin to be.
Yeah.
Whereas if I did kill someone, I killed them that day, I repented, and then that sin has stopped going on and on. Is a bit of the argument that kind of makes sense if I look at it from that point of, if this is going to be classified as a sin, we can't compare it in the same...
I killed once and that's okay because I went and
not killed once, or whatever sin, let's make it a lighter sin.
Repent and God will forgive me because...
Basically saying that I'm not going to do this sin tomorrow and in the morning and then the next day. Whereas if I'm homosexual and let's say you say it is a sin, cool, I say I'm sorry, I've committed a sin. I'm not going to stop committing the sin if you're calling it a sin, because this is my life. This is what I do. But murder is something people stop doing, at some point they do take a break.
No, but
in
do
a sense,
you really know when you're gonna stop killing or stop?
It's just not. All I'm trying to say is it's not as consistent as being
exactly, because
gay.
that's
all I'm trying to say.
a whole lot of shade in there, because you are saying that, okay, no, there's certain of sin that is allowed to a certain gray line. After the threshold of this gray line, then you are really a sin, and I'm gonna point fingers and tell you they're a sin. I mean, who quantifies and weigh the sins?
True. I agree with you. No sin is greater than the other.
Who's given the authority to tell you that you're sinning? I mean, we are all mankind.
Yeah.
We are all mankind. At the end of this is that we are going to face rapture. We are going to die.
Yeah.
But who gave you the authority to tell me that your sin is way bigger than my sin? You see, there's no consistency and there's no ideology and intellect in that, because that's stupidity on its own. I'm sorry to say this, but you cannot say my sin is lighter. No, God is the one who judges upon sin. So you do not have to even begin with pointing to say that your sin is greater than mine. And who are you? Hence I say the only person who can tell you that your sin is greater is thee who hasn't sinned. But who hasn't sinned?
Yeah.
Because even a thought.
But what I would say to that is,
quantify.
what I would say to anything like that is similar to the boxing you mentioned earlier, is that if you are of the community and you have read this Bible or whatever it is, or whatever religion, and you go there and you find that you don't find complete belonging, similar to certain titles in the world, I think it's okay to adjust and say, and rather go a spirituality route. And like, so you don't have to go to that church. But I also think to some degree, people of that church, let them do what they do.
Exactly.
I also think that's unfair to go to certain people and say, the only time I think that it's an issue is when my but when what I believe in imposes you on your life, when it hurts you. But if in my life, I think that this doesn't make sense to me, or whatever it is,
hence
I think it's okay. I think
hence I agree with you on that point. Hence I say that also, when you're queer, you're not trying to impose your queerness or your sexuality on people. Or like what people will say, just because he's gay, every guy that he meets on the street is attracted to. No, he got his own type. Maybe you're not his type.
He gets scared because, hey, he's gay, stay away.
You understand? Everybody be like, stay away because
True.
he's gay. No. He got his type. He got his A-list that you have.
I'd like to ask about, okay, so you have educated me quite a bit now. I just want to get something out of the way. Is no homo an insult? Let's say like I'm speaking to my friend, it's like, hey, bruh, yo, man, I love you, no homo. Is that like, is it homophobic? Is that terminology, is that phrase homophobic?
Why you gotta be defensive about your love? That's the first question.
Is it homophobic is my question.
It is. I mean,
why are you answering? You like answering my questions with questions. Answer. Is it homophobic to say no homo?
There are certain trends that are so stupid.
So is that correct? Is it homophobic? Yes or no?
It's homophobic because why would you want to box yourself to say, I do love you, but what's the
but just in case, that's how a lot of guys are.
No.
But I'm giving you context, must listen to me.
I'm listening.
So I'm saying,
and it's like so crazy.
Just in case you think I'm there, in case you think I'm going to kiss you after I said I love you, I don't do that. So I was just finding that out. I also think it's homophobic. Exactly. That's what I was finding out. I used to say it at some point until it didn't make sense to me. Then I switched up. Let's just speak about discrimination and stuff. Do you think that gay pride is needed? Why is it needed? The Gay Pride Month, stuff like that. Do you think it's necessary?
Definitely.
Why does it exist?
I mean, every struggle got its own history.
Yeah.
Every struggle got its own history, from colonization, slavery, feminism, politics and all that. We have a starting point. And for people in the alphabet gang getting acquainted, it's our own history that we celebrate. I mean, if you look at the Black Panther parties, there were still a lot of issues that were going there. And if you look at the history of Guatemala, where they will just brutally murder a lesbian woman and even go as far putting like toothbrush underneath her genitalia and all that, you understand? So we need to celebrate that. It's not imposing on somebody, but we celebrate that those who came before us were courageous enough to share their love with the world and who they are without compromise or having to fall under categories of certain societal norms. I celebrate that. For the fact that I'm a young Black person who's lesbian, who's queer, who's gay, who's everything, I'm okay with that and I'm not afraid. prior, before apartheid, you wouldn't even come out. People were there, but they wouldn't even say it, that I'm black and I'm gay. Remember, if you're black in apartheid time, it's already a lot of crimes against you because you cannot amount to anything. Then comes sexuality again, It's like, okay, another secondary victimization or oppression that you're going to go through. Who did you see being gay? It's a white thing. You are African, it doesn't exist. But then for me, it's priding in myself that I do not have to hide myself or have to listen to what the other or the next person is saying about. Exactly. I mean, I'm a free-spirited person. I date whoever I want, whenever I want, and that's okay.
So why is it so called gay pride? Shouldn't it be alphabet gang pride? Isn't this now only one section?
Oh.
Yeah, you guys, let's talk about. Let's do your branding. Come to _𝗏𝗏𝗏 Studios. We do branding. we'll fix you guys up. No, but thanks. I think that's for them. By the way, is this how these conversations have to be conducted? Do I have to speak to someone from the community in order to be safe and not be cancelled? Is there a way to speak about it?
No. I don't think. The thing is, we have Google, and there's ample of time. When you don't understand something, you go to Google. So why can't you do the same? Do you need a gay person to be gay acquainted or have gay theories? No. Do you need to be a feminist? Do you need to go and study feminism for you to be a feminist or have a role of 50-50 type of thing? There's different categories. I don't think you have to have a gay person, but having someone who understands and know who they are, it makes it better. You understand? And to avoid that cancelling and trashing and all that.
Thank you.
But you can have it with your friends.
You made it better. This is better than the conversation I had with my friends. Thank you so much for coming through. You really informed me so much, so well.
Pleasure.
Please, man, give us your information again, where we can find you.
You can find me
like
on Instagram at 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, on Facebook, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and not that's not too much on socials, but that's that.
I know, man, you've informed me. I might have you back again. But
part 2, let's root out for part 2, guys.
Definitely. And everyone for tuning in, thank you so much. I need to let you know that you please should go down into the comments, YouTube especially. Let's get in there. Let's talk about this. Give your opinions. Where did I get it wrong? Where did she get it wrong? Maybe, I don't know. Are you part of the community? What's your experiences with this? And if you can do that, please do that. I remember again, this was all shot by 𝗏𝗏𝗏 Studios. I appreciate them so much. And you can get the podcast on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, and everywhere else, including YouTube, of course, visually. And thank you so much again. Please subscribe, like, and share. Let everybody know. And shout out to the alphabet gang.
Yay!
Man. Thank you so much again, V.
Welcome.
This was a beautiful one, man. Thank you.
I enjoyed talking to you.
This was another episode of Delite Side of Life. 𝗟𝗏𝗽𝗵𝗯𝗶 𝗠𝗯𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃